Hello students, welcome to data mining e-learning session. In our last session, you have seen what is clustering, applications of clustering and overview of basic clustering methods. So you already know what is clustering. In simple words, clustering is nothing but creating groups that groups consisting of similar elements. By the definition, clustering is the process of dividing the dataset into groups consisting of similar data points. In our today's session, you will see how the similar data points formed into clusters by using K-means algorithm. Before going to start the procedure, first see where we can be applied K-means. This can be applied to data that has a smaller number of dimensions as well as that should be numeric and continuous. K-means can be applied to the fields like document clustering, identifying crime prone areas, customer segmentation, insurance fraud detection, public transport data analysis, etc. In present days, many of you familiar with online shopping in e-commerce sites and watching movies in Netflix, etc. Amazon is using the popular recommendation system which is using the clustering to show you recommended list of products according to past purchase history. Even in Netflix, it recommends you the movies based on your watched history. Whatever you watched, it will show you similar kind of movies. Now coming to the procedure, consider a data set D that contains n objects. Those n objects distribute into k clusters. Here the clusters represented like C1, C2, C3 and so on up to Ck. Each cluster is a subset of dataset, that is Ci subset D, and each cluster is independent of another cluster, that is Ci intersect Cj is equals to pi. The main objective function of K-means clustering is high intra-cluster similarity and low inter-cluster similarity, such that objects within a cluster are similar to one another but dissimilar to objects in other clusters. K-mean clustering is a partitioning method. It performs division of objects into clusters. In each cluster, we have a centroid. So, it is called centroid based partitioning technique. Normally, centroid can be defined in various ways, such as by calculating the mean or median of objects assigned to the cluster. Here, centroids are indicated with red colored plus symbols. In K-means algorithm, we calculated the centroids by using mean of the objects. The quality of the cluster can be measured by within cluster variation, which is the sum of squared error between all objects in the cluster and centroid. It is represented by the following equation. In this equation, a distance function is calculated by using Euclidean distance, and E is the sum of squared error for all objects in the dataset. P is the point or data object. Small ci is the centroid of a cluster. Here, for each object in each cluster, the distance from the object to its cluster center is squared and then distance is summed. This objective function tries to make the resulting k clusters as compact and as separate as possible. The k-means algorithm used for partitioning the dataset into clusters, where each cluster center is represented by mean value of the objects in the cluster. In this algorithm, we take two inputs. One is dataset D that contains n objects. Second one is number of clusters represented with k, that is user defined. The final output is set of k clusters. Coming to algorithm, first it randomly selects k of the objects in dataset, each of which initially represents a cluster mean or center. For the remaining objects, an object is assigned to the cluster to which it is the most similar based on the Euclidean distance between the object and the cluster mean. The k-means algorithm then iteratively improves the within cluster variation. For each cluster, it computes the new mean using the objects assigned to the cluster in the previous iteration. All the objects are then reassigned using the updated means as the new cluster centers. The iteration continues until the assignment is stable. That is, the clusters formed in the current round are the same as those formed in the previous round.
You have seen k-means algorithm. Now I will explain k-means problems. Let's see how to solve. See this problem. Using k-means clustering, cluster the following data objects into two clusters. So data objects are 2, 4, 10, 12, 3, 20, 30, 11 and 25. Here all data objects are mentioned in single dimension. We have to group these data objects into two clusters. The given data objects are represented on a line. The first step in the algorithm is randomly choose k objects from dataset D. In the problem, it is mentioned that form two clusters. So here k equal to 2. We take two data objects randomly as centers or centroids. Here I take 3 and 4. Next step is assign each object to the cluster to which object is the most similar. Take the first data object 2 that is similar to the center 3 and dissimilar to the center 4, and next data object 4 that is similar to itself. Next data object is 10 that is similar to center 4 and dissimilar to center 3. Here similarity in the sense distance between data object and centroids. In the real scenario, we use distance measures to find the distance such as Euclidean distance, squared Euclidean distance, Manhattan distance, cosine distance. For simplicity and ease of understanding, we directly consider the difference between data point and centroid as the distance in this problem. Like the way we assign remaining all data objects to the relative center. Here 2 and 3 form one cluster with centroid 3 and remaining all data objects form another cluster with centroid 4. Next step is calculate the mean of each cluster. So mean of cluster 1 is 2.5, mean of second cluster is 16. Next step is update the clusters. Using the new cluster centers, the objects are redistributed to the clusters based on which cluster center is nearest. Here 2, 3 and 4 forms one cluster with center 2.5. Remaining all data objects forms another cluster with center 16. We have to calculate the mean again. Assign similar data objects to the new centers. This process iterates until the centers are not changed. The process of iteratively reassigning objects to clusters to improve the partitioning is referred to as iterative relocation. Here, mean of 2, 3, 4 is 3 and mean of remaining data points is 18. So, cluster centers are updated to 3 and 18. Assign similar objects to 3 and 18. Two, 3, 4, 10 objects are assigned to center 3 and remaining all data points are assigned to center 18. Mean of first cluster is 4.75 and mean of second cluster is 19.6. In this iteration, 10 is moved to first cluster. Why? The difference between 10 and center 3 is 7 and the difference between 10 and the center 18 is 8. So 10 is nearer to the first center 3. So it goes to first cluster. Cluster centers are updated from 3 and 18 to 4.75 and 19.6. Assign similar objects to the new centers. So these are cluster 1 and cluster 2. Mean of cluster 1 is 7 and mean of cluster 2 is 25. Again, update the center, assign similar objects and calculate the mean. Again, you will get 7 and 25 as new means. If you consider current iteration to previous iteration, mean is not changed. So, algorithm will terminate in the current iteration. And these clusters are treated as resultant clusters with centers 7 and 25 respectively. Cluster 1 data objects are 2, 3, 4, 10, 11 and 12. Cluster 2 objects are 20, 25 and 30. So these are the final clusters. I will explain another example in 2 dimensions. Suppose that the data mining task is to cluster points into three clusters where the points are A1 210, A2 25, A3 84, B1 58, B2 75, B3 64, C1 12 and C2 49. The distance function is Euclidean distance. Suppose initially we assign A1, B1 and C1 as the center of each cluster respectively. Use the k-means algorithm to show. First problem is the three cluster centers after the first round of execution, and second problem the final three clusters. In the previous problem, data points are given in one dimension. In this problem, given points are in two dimension. Just imagine we have an image. The given points or the pixels in the image represents their location in x and y coordinates. You have to create three clusters based on similarity of RGB colors. It means you have to create similar to red color into one cluster, green into other cluster, blue into other cluster. Graph representation of given points. Red color plus symbols indicates initial centers A1, B1 and C1. Euclidean distance for points x1, y1 and x2, y2 is square root of x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. Here x1, y1 is data point, x2, y2 is center, or vice versa. Cause we are doing square here, so minus will be eliminated. In this table, first column are data points. In the question it is mentioned A1, B1, C1 or center 1, 2 and 3. Choose randomly from data points if not mentioned in the problem. Now assign each object to the initial center to which the object is the most similar based on Euclidean distance. Take first data point A1 2, 10 and center 2, 10. Calculate the distance between 2 points using the formula square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Here both points are same. You will get distance as 0. Next, calculate distance from same point to second center, that equal to square root of 2 minus 5 whole square plus 10 minus 8 whole square, that equal to root 13. Do the same with third center. You will get root 65. Minimum value among these three centers is 0. So A1 is nearer to center 1. It is assigned to center 1. Next, take second data point A2. A2 2, 5. Calculate distance from each center. You will get root 25 for center 1, root 18 for center 2, root 10 for center 3. Minimum value is root 10. So A2 is assigned to center 3. Like the way you should calculate distance from each data point to each center and assign nearest data point to the correspondent centers. A1 belongs to center 1, A3, B1, B2, B3 and C2 belongs to center 2, and these data points forms one cluster. A2, C1 belongs to center 3. These data points forms another cluster. Next step is calculate mean of each cluster. Cluster 1 have only one data point, treated itself as centroid, that is 2, 10. Cluster 2 have 5 data points. Mean of these 5 data points is 6, 6. Cluster 3 have 2 data points and mean of these 2 data points is 1.5, 3.5. Next step is update the centers. Center 1 is updated from 2, 10 to 2, 10. Center 2 is updated from 5, 8 to 6, 6. Center 3 is updated from 1, 2 to 1.5, 3.5. Again, assign each object to the center to which the object is most similar. Here, take first data point A1 2, 10 and calculate the distance from center 1, center 2 and center 3. You will get root 0, root 32 and root 42.5. The minimum value among these three centers is root 0. So A1 data point is assigned to center 1. Like the way you should calculate distance from each data point to each cluster and assign the minimum value to the respective center. Here A1 C2 belongs to center 1, that forms cluster 1. A3 B1 B2 and B3 belongs to center 2. These data points form cluster 2. A2 and C1 belongs to center 3. These two data points forms cluster 3. Next step is calculate mean of each cluster. Cluster 1 have 2 data points. Mean is 3, 9.5. Cluster 2 have 4 data points. Mean is 6.5, 5.25. Cluster 3 have 2 data points. Mean is 1.5, 3.5. Next step is update the centers. Center 1 is updated from 2, 10 to 3, 9.5. center 2 is updated from 6, 6 to 6.5, 5.25. Center 3 is updated from 1.5, 3.5 to 1.5, 3.5. This process iterates until the centers are not changed. Similarly, you calculate the next iterations. Algorithm will be terminated whenever the condition satisfied that the means of current iteration to the previous iterations are same. These are the final clusters which have similar RGB colors. Cluster 1 have the data points A1, B1 and C2. Cluster 2 have the data points A3, B2, B3. And cluster 3 have the data points A2 and C1.
Coming to time complexity, advantages and disadvantages. The time complexity of this algorithm is order of nkt. Here, n is total number of objects, k is total number of clusters, and t is total number of iterations. The relationship among these three is total number of clusters less than total number of objects and total number of iterations less than total number of objects. Coming to advantages, it is easy to understand. The method is relatively scalable and efficient in processing large datasets. There are several variants of the k-means methods are available. Some applications having data with nominal attributes, then we can't apply mean for them. For such applications, we use modified versions of k-means, which extend the k-means algorithm to cluster nominal data by replacing the mean of clusters with modes. This is called k-modes method. The k-means give good results on spherical data. Coming to disadvantages, in k-means algorithm, user have to specify the number of clusters initially. The k-means method is not suitable for discovering clusters for non-convex shapes like S and oval shapes and clusters of very different sizes. It is suitable for spherical shape of data. It is sensitive to noise and outlier data points because a small number of such data can influence the mean value.